You're watching the Lehigh Valley Scholastic Hockey League only on Nick's Hockey Broadcast. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to, for the first time since I started covering this league, Steel Ice Center in the LVSHL. Tonight, it is the Lehigh Valley Saints versus the Parkland Trojans. To start up pregame, let's take a look at the standings in the LVSHL in terms of varsity. Currently in first place is Bethlehem Area School District. This year they combined with Nazareth. For the time being, I'm going to be still calling them Bethlehem Area School District, BASD. They played 4 games and a staggering 4-0 record to start their season. They'll be back on Monday night to take on the Emmaus Hornets. In second place is the two-time defending champion Northampton Concrete Kids for 4 points. They have 2 wins and 1 loss. Parkland, on the other hand, has played 3 games so far with 1 win and 2 losses. Emmaus, 1 win, 3 losses. And for the Saints, this is only their second game of the season, and their first game they lost. The exact same thing applies to Southern Lehigh. They also only played 1 game and lost their first game of the season. So let's go over some of the games Parkland has played so far this season. Parkland is 1-2. Their first game, they defeated the Emmaus Hornets 4-2. Connor McGinty scored twice, and Nate Torres in net for the Trojans saved 21-23. In the second game, Parkland lost to Bethlehem Area School District 4-1, allowing 2 shorthanded goals to Landon McCray. And they were outmatched versus the Concrete Kids in the third game, losing to them 6-3. As for the Lehigh Valley Saints, formerly known as the Central Catholic Saints, the Saints record only 1 game, and it was last Friday here at Steel Ice Center at the same time where they lost to Bethlehem Area School District 8-6. 5 players from the Saints had 2 points each in that game, like Brandon McNally, Jack Piper, Dominic Natozzi, Porter Fegley, Connor James, and those are the 5 players that had at least 2 points or more in that game. So here's an update for inactives. Quite a list of players out. For Parkland, only 1 player out, number 16, Connor McGinty. But for the Lehigh Valley Saints, quite the number of players out, including some of their top forwards, including number 0, Brandon McNally, number 11, Dominic Natozzi, number 36, Porter Fegley, and number 87, David McIsaac. So the Saints are heavily shorthanded tonight as they're going to try to get their they're trying to get their first win of the year. They've only played 1 game, and their only game was a loss. Time for tonight's starting goaltenders in this game between the Saints and the Trojans. In net for the Parkland Trojans will be number 72, Nate Torres. Torres 1-2-0, has played all 3 games for Parkland. Goals against average 4.0, save percentage of .846. And in net for the Lehigh Valley Saints, number 35, Jackson Toll. Toll 0-1-0 was the backup for Michael Heitzler in net for the Saints last year. Goals against average 7.0, save percentage of .000. I do not think those numbers are completely accurate, but keep in mind that was only for 1 game. We'll go to a brief intermission, or break, I should say, and we'll be back for the first period. The players are done with their little conferences in front of their nets. They are now talking to their coaches. Jackson Toll in his net for the Saints. Nate Torres in his net for the Trojans. Parkland lost 5 straight to end the year last year. They had to beat East Penn Southern Lehigh in last year's regular season finale, but the East Penn Southern Lehigh Spartans won their second game of the season, upsetting Parkland and eliminated the Trojans from the playoffs. As for the Saints, they had a great playoff run, making the Phantoms Cup final for the third time in 4 years. Last year, they upsetted Bethlehem Area School District in the first round. In a best-of-3 series versus Northampton, they stunningly upset Northampton in the first game, game 1. Northampton will win the next 2 as the Saints fell in the finals once again. They're still trying to get their first ever LVSHL title. As this game is about to get underway, puck is dropped and we have begun. Hey, Tyler Bertelson, how are you doing? Former member of Bethlehem Area School District, current Southern Lehigh Spartan. As this one's underway between the Trojans and the Saints. And if you didn't see on my social media, I'll actually showing a little bit. I'll be doing quite an amount of games during my winter break. I'm home from Kutztown until January 27th. I've already revealed my broadcasting schedule for the next 2 weeks. I'll go over that in a little bit. Let's go over this game first. So again, the Saints extremely short-handed tonight as they're down some of their top players. As Parkland's going to try to break this up towards the blue line as it bounces back towards the net of Torres. He's going to leave it for his defense. He'll paddle his side. This is backhanded by Brody Phillips, wearing number 48, actually taped on his back. It looks like a Parkland Trojans practice jersey. On the LVSHL site, it said number 17, but I spoke to their coaches today for Parkland, and they were telling me he'll be wearing number 48 for today. And that wrist shot's blocked coming from Connor James. Had a pretty good season last year for Parkland. His brother, Alec, was one of the best players in the league, also playing for the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Knights, as his puck went out of play. And off this tie up there for Phillips, the Saints briefly had it. And they'll get a wrist shot that goes wide from Jack Piper. What a really big goal against Bethlehem Area School District in the Saints playoff game in the first round of the Phantoms Cup last year. Connor James being pressured by Phillips. So battle for in the corner as Phillips flips it to the back part of the goal. Try to get to the right side there. That was Darren Lorch. His brother Andrew is currently a player for the Kutztown Golden Bears in Division III. This is flipped towards center ice. It bounces towards the ice line. It's forehanded back into the zone there by Kunkel. Phillips breaks up the play. Kunkel there we got towards it. Now this going to be taken back by Lorch behind Torres. 15 minutes to go in the first no score early on this one between Parkland and the Lehigh Valley Saints. Kunkel trying to chip this pass to Haas. He'll flip it back in behind the net of Toll as the Saints will move back with some numbers that they can move. Connor James's pass was not unconnected as this will go down. No icing here as Torres backhands it aside from Tatum. Soren Marstauer had it for a brief moment as his puck is now flipped back towards center once again by the Saints. Trojans was getting a piece of it wearing number 18 as Marstauer forechecks it back towards center. Brought in the other way into the zone by Meinwieser. This will be an offsides here against the Saints. Update on my broadcasting schedule for the next 2 weeks. On Monday, I'll be doing another game for the Parkland Trojans as they'll be taking on the Southern Lehigh Spartans. Next Friday, I'll be here at Steel Ice Center again where the Lehigh Valley Saints take on the defending two-time champion Northampton Concrete Kids. And then on December 23rd, 2 days before Christmas, the Southern Lehigh Spartans will take on the Lehigh Valley Saints. And that will be a holiday special. This will be an icing here against Parkland. So I'll have the Saints for 3 of the next 4 games, actually. I'll have Parkland tonight and my next game. I'll have the Spartans twice and Northampton once. And they'll be doing more games after Christmas as well. And off this face-off, the Trojans win it. Lake trying to chip in front. It's turnover. That goes off the right post, I believe, of Nate Torres. The Saints get a great chance on net. but it remains no score. Music lost as Marsteller hits it off the glass as Parkland will try to retrieve it back, but it's back in the way there by Mindweezer for the Saints. And now it goes to Duncan Mitchell-Tree. Big fan of Nick's hockey broadcast as he comes in over the line with a wrist shot, and that's blocked there by Sawyer Marsteller. Yoakum's pass taken by the recently mentioned Mitchell-Tree. He's going to away a forehand pass, and that's deflected and taken away by Lake. Lake nearly had that play broken up, and it was by Fretz. Good defensive play made by the Saints defender. Lake trying to get more pressure behind the goal. As this puck comes bouncing towards center ice and all the way down, this will be an icing against the Saints. So Parkland wearing their all-red uniforms. They rebranded last year from the same uniforms they had for many seasons. During the era of former Trojan Josh Bauer, they had different uniforms, so then they changed them last year. And one nice thing they actually added to the jersey that's pretty much printed on is a tribute patch to the late Gus Schwartz, a former Parkland Trojan that tragically passed away a few years ago. They put a patch on the jerseys to honor him, actually, so that was definitely a nice tribute they added to the new uniforms. As this puck goes back towards Piper behind the net, beg my pardon, that is Fretz. Piper now takes it on the right side. Give one to the head, and here comes Parker Tana in over the line on an onside play. Tana backhand pass in front, intended there for Music, but she couldn't get a shot on that. Back comes Parkland on a on-man change here, as they're going to move it back. That was from Jackson Buss for a brief moment, wearing 32 in red and black. Connor James hits it off the boards. Zager gets around Piper. Eric Zager leads the team in points for Parkland so far this year. Zager has 1 goal, 4 assists for 5 points. So he leads the team in points, but not in goals so far. As now the Saints bring it back on their attack here. Weimeser, a backhand shot. I believe that went off of Torres. If not, it went off the side of the net. Boston will flip one towards center. Mitchell-Tree tried to whack it down with his stick. He could not. As the Trojans bring it right back, it's Morris. Madison Morris fell down. We have a delayed penalty, and a power play is coming up here for Parkland. So penalty coming up on Duncan Mitchell-Tree, and Parkland will go on the first power play of this game. And Phillips will win the faceoff easily, giving it there for Kunkel, wearing the Travis Cackney number 11 on the point. Weimeser trying to backhand one away. He'll flip one and nearly turn it over past the blue line, but it goes all the way back towards center. No icing, since this is a penalty kill for Lehigh Valley. Lorch towards him, trying to get around him. Haas's pass taken by Phillips. He'll control as he almost seemingly lost his footing there as he flips it past the center ice line. That's no icing. Haas with a wrist shot goes right into the breadbasket of Jackson Toll, and he'll stop play. 1:20 to go on the power play. And one thing I actually wanted to mention about Gus Schwartz, as I was just talking about him earlier, you might have noticed my new LVSHL hockey intro. I actually put a little, basically kind of a brief tribute for Gus Schwartz, because in the new intro, I show each letter LVSHL and the word hockey with a bunch of hockey clips from the league. And actually, if you look at the letter L in the beginning of the intro, there's a brief glimpse of Gus Schwartz. I just thought that was a good tribute to put onto there as well. Marsteller guy towards the point. This deflected pass comes back towards the other corner. Marsteller will get it right back. Flip one to the right side, halfway through the power play now, against Duncan Mitchell-Tree as the Saints clear once again. Sawyer will circle back. Gets around the stick of Piper. Marsteller coming in over the line, trying to get around a few defenders, waiting to make the right play here. Still circling around, took a shot, and that's blocked. Piper will chase for it. Lake got to it first, falls down, flips it back toward the circle, and the Saints clear again. Zoe Music. The battle there by Morris. Marsteller has him once more to Lake. Lake will forehand one off the boards towards the corner. Connor James trying to get into some action here as well, as both teams are struggling to get some maintained possession here for a few moments, as the Saints will clear once again as the power play has come to an end. So Mitchell Tree is freed from the box of shame as we go back to 5-on-5. This will be icing against Parkland. .9:47 remaining in the first period. Still no score here at Steel Ice. Zager off the boards, battling towards the glass. Bus trying to kick it free as well as Zager. Saints get it right back for a wrist shot, and that's blocked there. Chance coming there from Tatum, and that was blocked there by Jackson Bus. This will be James trying to get it back over towards the Saints' possession. This is Liam Reed who had it. Connor James trying to flip one in front there for, I believe that was Music, begged by Barton. That was actually falling down Roman Trojans, as Parkland will, actually the Saints will clear it past the center ice line once more, and this will be an icing. Or not. Yes. Seemed to be a delayed whistle, but eventually we got it. Actually, it was not an icing. I'm not sure what that whistle was for, as they're keeping the face off on the Parkland zone as Torres turns away that puck. Parkland will get it right back out towards center ice. They're going to try to bring it into the Saints zone. Mitchell trying to defend as this puck is bouncing off of Saints forward as James trying to out one to Piper. And take it back by Lehigh Valley. It's flipped towards the net of Torres by Mitchell Tree, and it'll cover the rebound. And off this tie-up, almost won by Mitchell Tree, I should say. And so battle for this puck there with, that was almost Marsteller, I thought for a second there, as Lortz will get it away. Krunkel tried to move it the other way for Parkland. He'll flip one towards the corner as James will get to it first for the Saints. Try to flip one towards the blue line. As now taken back by the Trojans defense. Vidkanas gets taken out hard by Mitchell Tree after he got the puck away from him on a clean checking play. This will be an icing against Parkland. So they're going to have the face-off here on the right side of the goaltender, Nate Torres. They can also go for the defensive face-off against Parker Tatum, and the Saints will escape right away. They can also take it on the left side. Broken up there by Fretz. It's backhanded into the zone. As Piper will go take it for the Saints. He tried to get it to Mitchell Tree, and the Saints bring it back on their offensive attack. Here comes Tatum. Makes a nice move for a one defender, but he couldn't get past the second. Ikanos trying to avoid the body there of Piper as well as Yoakum. Piper will now move at center into the Parkland zone with a wrist shot. Glove saved by Torres, but there was an offsides before he can release the puck from his stick blade. Still 7:21 to go in this period. It's no score at Steel Ice. Hello from Florida. Thank you for joining the game. Not the furthest location I've heard from broadcasting a Scholastic game over the last 3 years, but that's definitely saying something because Florida is definitely quite the distance from here. And that shot goes towards the net of Toll and deflected back towards the corner. Play continues on. Weimeser will look at his options to make the right play. Escapes the body of Phillips. Weimeser has some space, flipping it towards the corner where we are broadcasting this game. Marsteller bringing it off the boards for Lake. It'll go to Haas instead. To Lake. Couldn't hold on to the puck. It goes to Mitchell-Tree. Hits it off the high part of the glass. Marsteller playing defense this season. Lake trying to get the Kaplan. A Trojan falls down. That was Phillips. As play continues on. Connor James trying to make the right play here. Taking his time. First play to bring it over the blue line as he is stopped there by Nate Torres as he turns to the side with the right pads. Saints playing quite valiantly despite being shorthanded from a lot of their top forwards so far. Still got a long game left to go in this one. Phillips. Fan on his clearing attempt taken by Tatum. He'll back him one to the side of the cage, but Torres catches it easily and stops the clock with 6:01 remaining in the period. Off this face-off, won by Buss. Sager will backhand one to be taken back by the Trojans. This is 9. Unfortunately, I do not have number 9 on my roster for some reason. He was not mentioned on the Scholastic site. So whoever's wearing number 9 for Parkland, I apologize. But calling you by the number is the only thing I can say unless I see his name a little closer from here because the Parkland jerseys do actually have name tags. Not all jerseys in the league do. This is flipped back off the boards to be collected towards Connor James. Zager got to it first. As Zager is going to try to get a wrist shot, and that was blocked. He gets it right back as he'll pass it to the left side there for Morse, and that shot goes wide. 9 has it again for Parkland. Zager. Zager will go on the attack here. There's a lot of Saints going after. One player for the Saints took him down. I believe that was Mindweezer, as he'll go to the bench. It wasn't Mindweezer. Couldn't see who that was because this is Mindweezer right here. A backhand one on the side of the cage, but he misses the target. Buss giving it to Zager. He'll hit it off the boards nearly into the Parkland bench, actually, but it just stays in play. It is James, taken away by 9 for Parkland. I wish I had his name as he lost the puck. Backhands one there for Buss. Broken up there by Mitchell-Tree. As the Lehigh Valley Saints will give this one to Piper. Off the boards. It's flipped back towards the wing. Here is Mitchell-Tree with a wrist shot, and that goes wide. He tried to go high side, and that it appeared, and that would not go. Piper tried to get a rebound, and that was blocked as Piper makes a check after the play. This is Darren Lorch. Lorch, nice deke around Duncan Mitchell-Tree. 4 minutes to go in the period. Still no score here at Steel Ice. Lorch going right behind the goal here for Parkland. Jake Fretz broke up the play, so forehand one towards Piper. But it's taken there by Parkland. That was Carson Kunkel, but he couldn't hold on to it here. Fretz trying to get some more action as well. Morris turned it over there to Weimeser. Weimeser's going to try to get some passing plays here. Makes a centering pass there for Tatum as his shot was fanned. Rebound as it goes wide as Torres was out of position. He now gets back on his crease. Chaos continues on as the Saints get another chance there from Tatum, and Torres keeps it out. .316 remaining in the first. Still no score. Shot off the draw is blocked. Coming there from Weinweiser for the Saints. Meinweiser, actually. I'm not sure if I was pronouncing it right earlier. And this will be an icing here against Parkland once again. Parkland has not made the playoffs since the 2021-22 season, where they were eliminated in the first round by the Southern Lehigh Spartans. Nick Humphrey throwing the dagger in Parkland's heart in that game. So they've missed the playoffs the last 2 straight years, and they're trying to get back to the postseason this time around. Tatum trying to get around there in front. Tatum trying to get more chance. He gets taken down there on the boards by Lake as the Saints bring it on in. Saved by Torres, and that goes out of play. Taking the shot on that for the Saints was number 18, Roman Trojans, as he got that chance on net. He has 1 assist on the year and only 1 penalty so far. Well, not 1 penalty in this game, just 1 penalty in the last game, where the Saints played Bethlehem Area School District. Off the space of Connor James will control on the defensive side. Meinweiser gives it to Zoe Music, taken by Lake, and now goes to Haas. 2.5 to go in the period. This is Mitchelltree flipping it back towards the other way. Torres nearly turns it over as Music got a backhand try, but it was deflected off the stick of Phillips. Icing against Parkland coming up here. During the second period, I'll show you guys a little something of what my future looks like coming up starting in late January for hockey in the Lehigh Valley. It has to do with the Lehigh Valley Phantoms, if you did not hear about my future opportunity going on with them already. So stay tuned for that during the second period. Phillips for the faceoff, won by the Saints. To Connor James, it bounced off the stick, keeps it onside. A forehand one towards the corner. But it's taken by Zager. Now back and went around Trojans as James trying to get some more action here, as now it's taken away by Phillips for Parkland. Phillips coming in over the line. Backhand pass there for Zager. Wrist shot there, and that was blocked. Zager somewhat lost his balance, gets back on his 2 feet. As now it's Connor James, who's flipping one towards the wing of Mitchelltree. He's somewhat shoved there by Haas after the play. This is Haas on the right side. Haas with a wrist shot, and that deflects and goes out of play over the net there of Jackson Toll. The Saints are definitely going to be under a challenge this year for some of the seniors they have lost that graduated last year. They're no longer playing for the team, like goaltender Michael Heitzler, Alec James, as well as Captain Ethan DeLillo and Sean Brogy and Reagan Mitchelltree, just to name a few. As the Saints will go on in for a wrist shot by Meinweiser that deflected off the blocker of Torres and wide. Zager on the wing, getting it to the Saints' end. Parkland resets on the corner. Last minute to play in this first period. This comes in front for a wrist shot that goes wide from 9. I'll try to get number 9 for Parkland's name during the intermission if I can. So I don't have to keep calling him by his number as he falls down now. Take it back by the Saints, and that wrist shot is fanned wide by Zoe Music. Jackson Buss on the right side, trying to get control right back. 30 seconds to go in the period and counting. Piper trying to break up this play too. And now it's Fretz off the boards for James. Connor James is realizing he's actually wearing the Valley Forge Minuteman pants, pants that I've actually seen a lot in the LVSHL these last few years. 6 seconds and counting. And this might kill off the rest of the period unless Parkland can get one more shot. They won't. No score here at Steel Ice Center after one. We'll be back for the second period. Just wanted to say it's going to give you like a 3-minute intermission. It'll be very quick. Second period about to get underway here at Steel Ice Center. It's no score here after one. The only penalty of the game so far belonging to Duncan Mitchell-Tree. No power play goals, no shorthanded goals, no score here in this game between the Parkland Trojans and Lehigh Valley Saints. Second period's now underway. Connor James being pressured by Lorch. Tatum, who had a few good chances in the first period, giving this puck to Zoe Music. Right wing pass across. Vacanas. Move on in wearing the Genesis pants. Genesis hockey is down near Warrington, PA, about 40 minutes from here. As now it's Connor James with the Minutemen pants, gloves, and helmet. His brother Alec played for the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Knights last year and had a great playoffs in the Phantoms Cup last year. Here's Tatum trying to walk on net, and a save is made by Torres with the left pad. Fretz keeps it onside, off the boards, trying to get to the right side. Back for Tatum, that wrist shot, and that goes out of play. Tatum, you got to hit the net on the ice, pal, not the one over the glass. It deflected, and now stop play only 50 seconds into the second period. Mitchell-Tree would go for the offensive faceoff here for Parkland, for Lehigh Valley, going in for Parkland, Slocan Vacanas. It's won by the Trojans. As the Saints had a pretty good first period overall, despite being vastly shorthanded in terms of manpower. As Mitchell-Tree's shot initially was blocked, a slight scramble is in the crease. A bunch of Parkland Trojans and Saints in front of the net as his puck comes free towards center. Jake Fretz, our number 7, gives one ahead for Music. Zoe Music will forehand one, and she'll pass it back to Fretz. No offside here. Vacanas. Deflected puck goes off a Saints player back towards neutral ice. And now goes to Mindweezer. He'll make his own pass, so he'll hit it off the boards near the Parkland bench. Coming in over the line, Mindweezer lost control of the puck and goes toward the net of Torres, and he'll stop play. Thank you for that insight. That number 9 is Austin Easler. So, Austin Easler, thank you for that. Yeah, for some reason, number 9 for Parkland was not mentioned. on the Scholastic site, but now we have an answer, so thank you for that. Easler, backhand shot that goes wide. It does say the name Easler on the back of his jersey. I was able to finally read his jersey number, so there we go. Easler for Parkland. Jackson Toll made the stop there, as I was talking about Easler. And we'll have the face-off here on the left circle of Toll. Phillips wins the face-off, but Mindweezer got away from him. Haas trying to keep it in play. Piper took it for the Saints. Shoots one in and goes off the equipment there of Torres and wide. Zager trying to get this puck out by his lonesome. Eric Zager with the speed burst here, trying to get around Connor. James took a wrist shot that deflects off the safety netting. Right too far above for where my camera is actually set up. And now stay in play. Well, stay in the rink, I should say. It went out of play and stops the clock. We're going to line change here for the Saints. This is going to be Rupp for the face-off. Actually, no, he's going to come out towards the wing. It'll be taken by Mitchelltree instead. And the Saints managed to get it back out. Here's Rupp on the right side. Wearing number 6 for the Saints. Rupp's trying to get it right around in front. Thomas Rupp, who actually liked my story today for the broadcast link, so I appreciate that little like on Instagram, as now the Trojans will try to get one out. This is flipped off the boards. Connor James trying to break up this deflection here. He'll try to chase for it back. Haas hits it off the boards. James also deflected it. Here's Phillips. Phillips ran to the body of James to prevent him from making a good pass. Haas will get a piece of it as well. Phillips with a drive and Toll with a stop. He's got it. So Austin Easler, according to a very reliable source, is a junior varsity cub. I was going to say, I've never heard of the name before, so he gets some action here in varsity tonight. Connor James, once again, a name I've mentioned plenty of times tonight, has had the puck quite frequently. He had a lot as well last year for the Saints. This is Zoe Music trying to set something up here for the Saints. Tatum had that broken up. James has it on the left side with a wrist shot, and that's blocked. Parkland will now go on the other side. This is Madison Morris. Morris will take it on the corner. Morris behind the goal, lost it there for Fretz. Fretz forwarding a one for Music. On the right side, we have an arm up in the air because we have an icing. So now the faceoff will be on the right side. Jackson Toll serving as backup goaltender last year for the recently mentioned Michael Heisler. Heisler was named goalie of the year by the LVSHL fan base. I think that was a well-deserved title. This is Piper. As the Trojans will take it right back in their own zone. Marsteller off the boards. Intended pass there for Morris, and she'll take it. Morris in over the line, trying to get a shot on that. Mindweeds ran to rebound in front, and Tao stops Bus in front of the net. .12:43 remaining in the second period. It's still no score in this one. And this is an edition of the Lehigh Valley Scholastic Hockey League. As there's a stray stick there taken off the faceoff. That was the stick belonging to James McCulley. He gets it back on his two hands. Meanwhile, this is Rupp, and it's broken up. Grant Lake behind his own goal. Ran to the body of Rupp as now this is Parkland bringing it right back. Sawyer Marsteller into the Saints zone. That shot's blocked. Good two-way play by Fretz as he blocked that wrist shot by Sawyer Marsteller. Mineways are off the boards. Marsteller takes it right back again. Trying to get on the body of Mitchell Tree. Marsteller made a man go down. That shot goes wide. Rupp was the player for the Saints that fell down unexpectedly at the blue line. Morris. Go right behind the goal from Fretz. Morris still controlling here. Backhand away there by Trojans as now it's going to be given to Lake. Marsteller had this play broken up as he lost the puck, but the Trojans still have him regardless. This is Buss with Morris. Got right to her as she misses the net wide. Had a good chance on that, had good power, but not the accuracy there. Parkland gets some good chances in this period. Now this is Tatum. Tatum trying to get more chances here as they'll hit it off the back part of the boards. I believe it deflected on the back part of the goal as this puck comes back to center. No icing here as Jackson Toll, I believe he covered it up. He did. Almost thought they actually changed their mind for icing for a second there, but Toll actually covered it up on the blind spot part of the net from where we are set up here. Because usually when I call games at the side of the rink, I usually go on an angle so you can see pretty much all sides of the net. But for tonight, I had to be straightforward where the net is here. Since to the right of me is actually the Zamboni doors. They get a shot on that right off the face of it. Jackson Toll made a stop. More rebound in front as the Saints will give it to Piper. Sorry, I turned the camera there for a second. I almost missed a potential goal there for Parkland. As now Zyka makes a pass there for Yoakum, but it goes to James. Connor James trying to get this puck out defensively for Lehigh Valley. Deflected pass goes off of Haas's stick. And now it's Tatum off the glass to Music. Saints finally get it free. This pass is blocked by the body of Zager as he fell down. Vate Kanaz broken up with a stick of Mineweezer. He's frustrated after the fact the collision of two Saints and a Trojan after the play. That was Easler in the middle of that. Vate Kanaz and a shot saved there by Jackson Toll as he's somewhat out of position, but the Saints managed to clear from Jack Piper. 10 minutes to go in the second. Still no score in this one. They cannot block this clearing attempt by James. Music. Piper at center. Shooting it in. Torres with the stop. He'll leave it aside there for Easler. Easler getting around a few Saints here. He'll bring in the offensive attack. Making some moves to receive JV call-up. Easler with a wrist shot, that's blocked. Here's Fretz fanning on the clearing attempt. And now it's Fretz once more for the Saints. Mitchell Tree in over the line. Toe drag. Wristing one and a save by Torres. As we still remain scoreless. 9.5 to go in the second period. So I wanted to give you guys an update of my future in hockey. I'll be starting an internship with the Lehigh Valley Phantoms starting on January 27th. I have to do an internship for my sport management degree at Kutztown University. I'll be working alongside longtime announcer Bob Rochuk. He and the Phantoms, I'm so grateful they gave me an opportunity to work with them. My internship is in broadcasting and communication, so I'll be writing articles with the team for pregame and postgame. I'll be updating stat sheets with the Phantoms that go to the team owners, the Brooks brothers, and coaches for the Phantoms and the away coaches during home games. I'll be doing a lot of other things on non-game days too. It's going to be a great opportunity. I actually shadowed with the Phantoms a few weeks ago. I'll give you guys a look at that at the next whistle, where I actually got the shadow with Bob Rochuk, Phantoms announcer. I got to sit with him for the game and a lot of hours beforehand to see how a professional broadcaster does his work. And it was quite a thing to see. I learned a lot just shadowing for a day. I'm probably looking to shadow with the Phantoms again in January. But we'll get to that a little later. Falling down was Easler. As now this puck goes back to center ice. Coming in over the line here is Lorch. Broken up by the stick of Fretz. Capwood had it for a brief moment. 8.5 to go in the period. Piper. Flipping this past Lake. Lorch will chase it down. Lorch will control here for Parkland. Bouncing puck goes back towards the corner for Lake. Trying to get it to Haas. Couldn't connect on the play. No icing as Tall will cover up but not squeeze it enough to stop play. We continue on. Fretz to Music. Fretz ran into Phillips in the back part of the play. Torres makes a save and stops the clock. So here's a little video I'll show you with me in the broadcast booth with Phantoms announcer Bob Roatruck. So let me just find it. Where is it? Sorry for the delay. I can't find it for some reason. Sorry, I couldn't find it. I'll show you guys next intermission, or next whistle, I should say. Some reason I can't find it in my video list here. I know it's here. I'll try to get it later. I must have misplaced it. Falling down on the ice there was Rupp on a legal checking play as we continue to play on. 7.5 to go in the period. Bus on the wing, trying to curve around Fretz. Behind the net he goes. Centering pass there in front for McCauley. That shot's blocked. Good play by Fretz as the Saints get it out. This could potentially be an icing, but I think the Saints are not going to regret it as Marsteller cancels it off. Fretz, what a big play there that blocked the shot there of James McCauley trying to get his first goal and point of the season. No offside. This is onside play. McCauley off the boards to Morris. Backheads one there for a wrist shot that goes to Toll to make the stop coming there from Lake. Here's the thing I wanted to show you earlier for Bob Roatruck. Take a look. So that was 2 weeks ago when the Lehigh Valley Phantoms took on the Laville Rocket. They played it against the minor league affiliate of the Montreal Canadiens. The Phantoms won that game 4-3. It was a great game. I got to watch the game from the broadcast booth at the PPL Center. And if you looked closely in the background, you could actually see Flyers GM Daniel Briere. Him and some other staff of the Flyers were there to watch the upcoming prospects for Philadelphia. So it's definitely a cool thing to see. Music with a shot, and that goes wide. And to answer any questions you might think, no, I did not get the chance to meet Briere, but I did see him. He was not that far from me. Pretty cool to see that. Connor James on the defensive side, flipping one to Piper. Piper trying to clear it over the line. Lost control. Tatum was there for it. As Parkland's going to try to regroup. 6 minutes and counting to go in this period. Still no score. Lake. Mindweezer trying to get it from him. Piper trying to scoop it and get some action. Tatum in a big check near my broadcast banner, if you can see it there, on Grant Lake. This is Marsteller. Backhand one to Mindweezer. Goes to Connor James. I must say, it definitely is kind of weird broadcasting a Scholastic game at Steel Ice as it's a bit offside. I'm saying that because over the last few years in my near 3-year career so far in broadcasting, I've only done games in here for Phantoms Youth and Spring League games, and even games for the Phantoms Youth 4v4 or 3-on-3 little preseason tournament they've had here in previous Augusts or Septembers. Scholastic, in previous years before I started getting involved with the league, did used to actually have games in here as well, back when they used to have the rink at Lehigh Valley in Whitehall, PA. The Saints actually have at least 4 games, or I think it's actually 6 games scheduled here at Steel Ice, which is definitely a bit irregular compared to other teams like the Southern Lehigh Spartans, who only played twice here. And speaking of the Spartans, when they return Monday, they're my main team for those of you who don't know. They're going to have 7 games in 4 weeks, in a month, which is crazy because they had a lot of their games postponed in the beginning of the year. So the Spartans are going to be busy, and I'll be there for all their games if I can be there. And I believe there's a broken stick at center ice, or I see a part of some part of equipment. Might be a skate blade, possibly. Not sure what exactly that is as we continue to play on. Connor James Yoakum backhanding in front there for Fretz, but Fretz is going to try to escape away. Here's a wrist shot saved there by Toll, coming there from Haas. Fretz, Mitchell-Tree, forehanding one there for, actually that wasn't Mitchell-Tree, beg my pardon, that was Tatum with the play to give it to Mitchell-Tree. And now it's Fretz once more. Here's Mitchell-Tree with a wrist shot saved by Torres as he turns to the side to the right part of the corner. Mitchell-Tree gets it right back, and that shot's blocked as we have a few bodies falling. Actually, that was not Mitchell-Tree with the wrist shot. I thought I saw 48. That was number 18, Roman Tronia. Zager getting some snow on his body when he stopped skating there. Was somewhat checked after the fact. Meinwieser. Easler. Easler is going to take his time here. He'll forehand one off the boards. Piper comes off the bench and makes the play on the point. 4:08 and counting to go in the period. Still no score. It's Steel Ice. Icing coming up here against Parkland. One thing I want to mention a little later, in a little bit, I might have to insert my charger on the phone. You'll still be able to watch and hear the game just fine, but the way my broadcast works, I can't have my charger and headset connected at the same time. So in a little bit, I might have to switch to my iPhone microphone. So you'll still be able to hear everything pretty good. You just won't be able to hear my voice as clearly. So I might have to do that in a little bit. It's fine for the time being, but just want to let you guys know about that ahead of time. Off this face off there for Tatum. Meinwieser from the point. That wrist shot off the screen is covered up by Torres. Meinwieser from the point trying to get a deflection towards the goal, and that goes wide. Parker Tatum on the corner. Trying to give one in front. This floating puck goes towards center ice. And this will not be icing. Connor James. Meinwieser. Trying to get this puck away there from Phillips. And he'll give it to Tatum. Broken up on the backhand. Clearing attempt there by Kunkel. And now it's Piper once again for the Saints. Off of the chest of a Parkland body. Trying to get an on-man rush here was Parkland. Tatum. Phillips falls down at center off a stick. Tatum on an onside play trying to get around a Trojan as he goes towards that, making the pass to Piper, who scores! Piper! And the Saints go up 1-0. Jack Piper from the play of Tatum goes glove side of Nate Torres with a spectacular move. And the Lehigh Valley Saints strike first. It's 1-0. Lehigh Valley. Jack Piper gets his second goal of the season and third point on the year. 2 goals and assists in his first 2 games of the season. Not a bad way to start your year. Again, Piper had a big goal against Bethel Mary School District in the playoffs last year, scoring a goal from the blue line with a slap shot. But that was a great play as he made a nice move around a few defenders as the Saints get the first goal of this game. It's 1-0 Saints. And one thing I should mention about regular season games in the LVS NHL, there's no shootouts or overtime. So if the games are tied after 3 periods, it ends in a tie, and both teams get a point each. But as of right now, the tie is finally broken as the Saints go up 1-0. Parkland trying to get a response. This is Lake on the corner. Chipping it off the stick. They're trying to get a shot on the side of that from Buss, but Toll was ready for it. Buss with it again, turning back around. Buss will control on the side part of the net behind Gretzky's office behind the goal. Also get it back to the point. Faking the drive is Marsteller. Took a wrist shot that's blocked by the stick of James. James turned it over to Marsteller. That shot's blocked. Marsteller gets it back, and that trickles out the pads of Toll and wide. 1:39 and counting to go in the second period. Morris. That clearing attempt is blocked by Fretz. Actually, that passing attempt, I should say, since Parkland is in the Saints' end. Morris, around from James. Rupp trying to clear it back out, but the Trojans take it back. This is Lake off the boards. Connor James has it once more. Turns it away behind his net. Looking for some passing options. He'll flip one nearly off the stick of Trojans as the Trojans take it right back from Marsteller. Broken up by Rupp. Oh, Marsteller with a big hit there on Thomas Rupp. Oh, he goes right for retaliation there as after Rupp was taken down. He actually tried to make a big hit there on James McCauley, I should say. No penalties on either of those hits, but they were massive, especially the second one on McCauley. I should have mentioned already because I was distracted by the hit. We've already passed the last minute to play of the period. 34 seconds of counting to go in the second. Marsteller seemingly recovered from that hit already. And now this is Mitchell Tree. Bus trying to at least kill some time here. 20 seconds of counting in the second. Parkland trails by 1. Wristing pass, giving it to Lake. Avoids the body of Mindweezer, broken up there by the Saints. 8 seconds to go. It's Fretz flipping it on in. Torres will paddle it aside to Marcel. Time's going to wind down. It's 1-0 Saints. After the second period, we'll go back to another brief intermission. This will only be about 3 minutes of a break. Third period's about to get underway here at Lehigh Center. For the first few minutes of the third, you're going to hear my iPhone microphone. I'm sure you guys are still able to hear me pretty clearly. Not as clearly as my headset. For some reason, my phone battery power went down a little faster than normal for a game. I was going to let it charge for a little bit here, and then once it's a little higher, I'll put the headset back in. So hopefully you guys can still hear me loud and clear as the third period is now underway. So the Saints go up 1-0 from the goal of Jack Piper. We've only had one penalty in this game from Duncan Mitchell-Tree in the first period. Besides that, it's been pretty much clean hockey throughout. Although we did have a few pretty big checks at center in the last few minutes of the second period. Saints trying to get their first win of the season. Centering pass! Oh, that chance there for Piper deflected wide. Piper had a similar chance earlier with the pass from Tatum on the other side of the ring. So Piper with a hot stick on his hand here as he gets his second goal of the season during the second period. So as I was trying to say earlier, the Saints trying to get their first win. Parkland's trying to get their second. Both teams trying to get back to a 500 record. As the Saints are 0-1, Parkland is 1-2. Mindweezer, that goes off the pads there of Torres and wide. Now the Trojans bring it back out in, but there'll be an offsides here against Parkland. So now they have this face-off near the offside, not near, on the offside dot, I should say. Bus will go for the offensive face-off here for Parkland. And he wins it cleanly. Standing on the clearing attempt there was Lorch. Now this is Bus. Bus on the right wing, trying to give her sparks for the Trojans. Taking it right behind the goal. Bus falls down, I believe, on his own balance. Hard to exactly see from this perspective as this puck comes back to the other corner. Taken away by Lortz. Darren Lortz nearly gets a wrister, but he lost possession. Krunko keeps up the pressure. Balancing puck goes back towards the blue line. And it stays in the Saints' end for now. Bus ran to the stick of Fretz. Butts nearly behind the goal, trying to set a chance in front of the goal. Lortz trying to keep up the pressure. He hits it off the stick of Trojans as the Saints manage to clear it out. They'll try to cancel the icing, but they cannot. 15:05 remaining in the third. 1-0 Saints. So again, my next broadcast will be Monday when the Parkland Trojans will take on the Southern Lehigh Spartans at Bethlehem Municipal Ice Rink. And I'll have the Saints again next Friday when they're here again at Steelers Center, but next time they'll be taking on the Northampton Concrete Kids. Morris trying to get possession. Marsteller. The late offside wiped down. Mindweezer flipping it on in. They'll hit off the boards, and this will not be icing as Lake will backhand one there for Marsteller. Piper nearly got to it first. Lake will backhand one there for McCulley on the right wing. McCulley on the right wing will now bring it over the line. Ran to a Saints player that was the body of Fretz. And now it's Lorch. Beg my pardon, that is actually Bus. Gets one to McCauley on the right side with a wrist shot, and that's blocked. It was taken by Fretz. Good play by Jake Fretz. He's made several good plays, or Jacob Fretz, I should say, not Jake. Jacob Fretz has made several good defensive plays in his own end this game in the first and second and now in the third period with blocked passes and shots using his body. Marsteller scores! Marsteller with a simple shot towards the net. I think Jackson Hall was a bit out of position. It might have been partially screened. And Parkland has tied this game up at 1. Sawyer Marsteller ties the laces at 1. All right, well, we got the headset back on. Now we're back in the game. The iPhone's back to optimal power. Parkland has tied this game up at 1 apiece. Sawyer Marsteller gets his second goal of the season as the Saints go for a chance in on that right after there from Tortia. The net was dislodged. Play continues on. I don't know if anyone knows. The post is up. There should be a whistle right now as both teams are trying to get it out of harm's way. The official, I believe, is going to fix the net, and he will. He just noticed it was off its moorings, and now he has fixed it as play continues on. So Marstell with the goal. We're tied at 1 as Toll makes the save. 13:01 remaining in the third period. So both goals happening on the other side of the ice so far in this game. There really isn't no great spot to broadcast here at Steel Ice Center from center ice. I mean, I've done games from center ice at Steel Ice in the past, but because it's not really that high up, it doesn't look great. So I just prefer the corners usually, because at least from one end of the ice, it's a pretty darn good view. Music, Tatum, curving on in, wristing one, that goes wide as he misses the target. So the goal's finally getting on the score sheet as if it scores for the longest time. Saints got their first goal of the game in the second from Jack Piper. Marstell tying it up moments ago for Parkland. I mean, the Saints go up 1-0, I should say. I'm not sure if I missaid that. But anyways, Phillips gets taken down by Tatum. This is Music. Gets hit after she cleared it in there by Phillips. Music keeps it onside. Tatum trying to get some space here. He'll back him away. It's possessed there by Easler. As that was Tatum who got taken down after he lost possession of the puck. This puck is footed off the boards all the way down, and this will be an icing here, called here against Lehigh Valley. 12 minutes exactly left in the game. They cut us for the faceoff. He wins it cleanly, but the Saints get it right back as it deflected to the stick of Fretz. Connor James. Puck comes back towards center ice. Coming in over the line there is Middletree trying to make a move down around the Lords. Dropped it back towards it. In front. Oh, and that goes over the net and wide. Deflected and off the safety net. Trying to see who got the shot net there for the Saints. Once I see his name, that was number 6, Thomas Rupp. The players for the Saints do not have numbers on their arms, only on the back, unlike Parkland when they have the numbers on the back and on their arms, actually. That's why it was a bit of a delay for me to identify who got the chance on that for Lehigh Valley. They can also go for the defensive faceoff against Duncan Mitchell-Tree for the offensive faceoff. Parkland wins the draw. Lorch will clear it out, intended for Vacanos, and now it's Fretz. Meinwieser. Mitchell-Tree couldn't get the puck around Lorch. 11.5 to go in the game. We're tied here at 1 at Steel Ice Center. Home of Phantoms Youth and Lehigh University Ice Hockey. I actually got to call a game for Lehigh University Ice Hockey in the preseason when they took on my Kutztown Golden Bears in Division II. Lehigh won that game, a final score of 3-0. That was back in September. This is Lorch to Vacanos. Vacanos get on the body of Piper. Gets the puck right back. This is a delayed offside here against Parkland, and they'll stop play. I think Torres almost thought it was a delayed penalty on the Saints. It was not. It was just simply an offsides. And off this face-off for Parkland, this is Morris towards Marsteller. Lake dropping it back for Marsteller. Tatum trying to pressure him. Marsteller, however, gets it back. He'll cut back as he'll give this pass to Morris. Morris on the left wing off the stick of Meinwieser. He'll hit off the boards in the penalty box. A big hit's made there on Rupp by Marsteller. And now it's Lake. Funny how there's been so many checks in this game, no penalties, but the only penalty in this game was on Mitchell-Tree for a trip. Connor James. Meinwieser dumps it in. It's Marsteller who will backhand one towards Tatum. 10 minutes to go in the game. We're tied at 1. There's no overtime or shootouts in this game, so I think both teams would rather leave here with a win than a tie. Mindweezer. Connor James gets it right back to Mindweezer. He'll take his time at center. Shooting it on in. Torres will leave it behind himself there for Marsteller. Sawyer. Marsteller will have it on the right side. Playing defense once again for Parkland with a wrist shot. And that goes off of Toll initially. The only goal scored by Parkland so far from Sawyer himself. Mindweezer. Off the body there of Piper. Sawyer Marsteller. Actually, that wasn't Sawyer Marsteller. I thought it was for a second. He's still waiting on the point. Still used to thinking of Marsteller as a forward from previous years. Torres will hit this puck off his stick to leave it for Lake. Marsteller will flip one off the boards to Morris. And now it's taken it back by Lehigh Valley. Trojans off the stick of Bus. Saints player falls down. That was Roop. Connor James tried to keep it onside. Was unable to do that. And now it's Lake will chase for it past the blue line. Lake has some room for Parkland. It's back checked there by Fretz. Puck comes back to center ice. It'll be Zager. It's going to try to get it past a few defenders here. Zager. Morris. Mitchell tried to check her with the stick there to take the stick out. Sorry. Mitchell tried to check Morris to get the puck away from her. Sorry, I juggled my words there for a brief moment. I hate it when that happens. Morris' shot goes wide off the glass. 8 minutes to go in the game. Still tied at 1 apiece. In front of the net there as Jackson Toll makes the stop. 7:55 left in this one. Mindweezer will hit it off the boards behind the net. Jackson Toll. Parker Tatum. This is forehanded in front towards center ice for Piper. Flipping it on in. This will go right behind the goal of Torres. As East will hit it off the boards near the Zamboni door to get it towards the blue line. Haas. Trying to avoid body of Roop. Turned it over. That shot's blocked there by Haas. Mitchelltree with a chance for the Saints. Now it's Haas on the right wing with a wrister saved there by Toll. Rebound was loose in front of his net, but no Trojan there to take the shot. This will not be icing since Parkland dumped it into their own zone unintentionally. 7 minutes to go in the game. Easer fan on his clearing attempt. Does here as he'll pass this puck to Zager. Zager on the right corner. Mindweezer pickpocket him to take the puck away from him. He'll backhand one to get towards the wing. Saints bring it on in. Mitchelltree, and that goes wide. He had a lot of power to that, seemingly going high side of the net of Torres, but he couldn't hit the right target. Big check is made there on the blue line. Meanwhile, has a breakaway. Scores! Mitchelltree! And the Saints retake the lead as they go up 2-1. Duncan Mitchelltree was all by its lonesome. A similar goal scored just like Jack Piper earlier. In the Piper goal, he went glove side Torres. Duncan goes blocker side as the Saints retake the lead. It is 2-1 Lehigh Valley. So now it's 2-1 Saints. Duncan Mitchelltree with his first goal of the season. Perhaps the biggest of this game so far. As the Saints go up by 1 with 6:12 and counting remaining in this game. Again, the Saints extremely sure-handed with no Brandon McNally as well as Dominic Nitosi Porter Figley, as well as David McIsaac, some of their best forwards. They played valiantly well in this game as they now have a 2-1 lead, their second lead of this game. Recent goal scorer Mitchell Trey trying to give what ahead there for Rupp. Beg my pardon, that is Piper. Piper centering it in front. No one there for the Saints to hit it home. Vic Canos takes it instead for the Trojans. Wearing the Ron Hextall number 27. Vic Canos on the corner. Fred's pressured him. It's under his skates still. Both teams will battle for it behind the net of Jackson Toll. It's probably too early for Parkland to pull Nate Torres, but I'll keep my eye on him at any point if Parkland needs to get an extra attacker. There's still 5.5 to go in this game as the Saints lead by 1. Icing here against Lehigh Valley. Actually, right around this time last year, I actually broadcasted a game right as my Christmas break started for Kutztown when the Lehigh Valley Saints played Parkland at Bethlehem Municipal Ice Rink. Connor James played in that game, had a few points. His brother Alec, if memory serves, had a hat trick, and the Saints won that game 5-4. They had definitely a different roster compared to tonight's game, as that shot off the draw from Parkland goes wide. Marsteller, as well as James Ford here. Connor James, as his deflection goes out of play. It's now 5:04 remaining on the clock. Here come the Saints on a potential offensive attack. And now it's broken up and goes to Buss. Buss. Off the body of Tatum, who's made a few good plays tonight and has an assist on the Jack Piper goal. This is flipped by Marsteller to McCauley. Buss takes it once more here for Parkland. Gets a shot as it flipped nearly over the net, well, to the glove part side of the back part of the net of Jackson Toll. Lehigh Valley clears it, but Lake does just enough to keep it in. As his puck rolls all the way down towards the Parkland end. This is Marsteller. McCauley gets taken down there on the boards by a Saints player. Couldn't see who that was. As we continue to play on, that was Fretz who made the check. 4 minutes remaining in this one. It's still 2-1 in favor of the Saints. Here's Marsteller with room, and that wrist shot's blocked. I believe it went off of a Saints stick along its path. Torres still in his net, 3:49 and counting the remaining in this game as his puck goes all the way down. And it will not be icing as Torres sweep to the side. Kept in there by Mitchell, who already has a goal, going for 2, and that shot's blocked. That was Tolstrom actually with a chance on that, not Duncan Mitchell. I think I got his number mixed up again. My bad. Plus, from an angle, that chance is blocked. They were deflected to the side part of the cage there from Morris, as Zuckman's going to take his time here to get it to neutral ice. This is Mitchell Tree. He'll backhand it in. Slight line change now for Lehigh Valley. Easler, 3 minutes to go in this game. Parkland is down by 1. Easler couldn't get on the body of Piper. He'll deposit it into the corner to be taken by Ziegler. Eric Zager and Piper. Phillips scoops it away. He'll hit it off the boards there for McCauley. Einweiser to James. And now it's Piper. He'll back him one towards the corner of Torres. Phillips to Easler. Shot on that stave there by Nate Torres from Jack Piper trying to get his second goal of the game. Eric Zager. As Parkland finally gets it out, they need to get some more offensive chances. They only have 2:17 and counting to come back and tie this game up. As Toll makes the save, Torres still in his net. We'll keep our eyes on him. As there's another chance on that Jackson Toll with the save as they'll get a whistle. 2:07 to go in this game. And we have a timeout called here for Parkland. We'll go to a brief break and we'll be back after the timeout has concluded. Timeout has concluded. Torres will go back towards his net. The score is 2-1 in favor of the Saints. 2:07 remaining in this one at Lehigh Center on a late Friday night light game in the LVSHL. They can ask for the biggest face-off of this game. So again, Parkland has not elected to pull their goalie just yet. It'll still 5-on-5. I'll let you know when Torres goes to the bench. Ziegler off the draw on that. Wrister goes wide right behind the net. And we're going to get a whistle right after the play. It only took 7 seconds off the clock. It's now only 2 minutes remaining in this one. And off the tie-up, Meinweiser clears it to center. Off the stick of Marsteller. Rolling knuckle puck will be flipped back towards Zager. Piper forehanding it in. And it was blocked there by Buss. Big Canas coming in over the line. 1:45 to go. Torres slowly coming out of his net. Waiting for the signal. There he goes. Empty cage for Parkland. 6-on-5. The extra man is Easler for the Trojans. They have a minute 35 and counting to tie this game up at 2. It is 2-1 Saints at the moment. Piper will forehand one past the blue line. Try to go for the empty cage as that deflects off the safety netting. Now stop play with 1:23 to go in the third. So because they're going to have the face-off at the offside dot, Torres is going to go back to his net for now. It'll be 5-on-5 for at least a few seconds. Torres will start by coming out far of his net, so if he needs to go to the bench in a hurry, he'll get there pretty quickly. But the Saints win the face-off to kill some time. Precious time for Parkland. Good play by Mitchell-Tree. Marsteller getting around the stick of Tatum. And Torres will go back to the bench for a second time. So it's 6-5 again. Easler with the extra attacker once more. Last minute to play in the third period. Trojans trying to at least get a tie out of this game, unless they get scored twice to maybe get the win, but they're down by 1. Time winding down here at Lehigh Center. They got to hurry. Saints manage to clear, but they will get an icing here called against them from that clearing attempt play. It's a great song by Guns N' Roses named Welcome to the Jungle is now playing. A song that I've actually used for the first period intro for Kutztown Ice Hockey. I use it because, I mean, let's be honest, it's one of the greatest song intros ever. At least I think it is. And we have a timeout called here. Again, this will be for the Saints with 47.3 seconds to go in the game. Second timeout has concluded. Now the Saints and Trojans have both used their timeouts in this third period. And for the game, there's 47.3 seconds remaining on the clock. The net is empty for the Trojans as they are down by 1. As they're going to try to tie this one up, the Saints simply trying to hold on to get their first victory of the season. And here we go. Off the tie-up, won by Parkland. Marsteller keeps it in the zone. Precious time winding down. Saints trying to clear there from Mitchell-Tree as well as Zager. As the Saints clear, going for the empty cage. They score! The Saints clear from their own end all the way to the empty cage. They go up 3-1, and they are going to give the goal to Connor James. Connor James with his first goal of the season, and that should end this one here at Steel Ice Center. So the Saints are going to get their first win. They'll have a record now of 1 win, 1 loss. Parkland is now going to go with 1 win and 3 losses on the year. And they will now head into a 3-game losing streak. Well, they'll have a chance to end it as they will take on the Southern Lehigh Spartans on Monday. Saints will be back next Friday as they will take on the Northampton Concrete Kids. I intend to broadcast those next 2 games I just mentioned. Time's going to wind down, and that's it. The Lehigh Valley Saints defeat the Parkland Trojans, getting their first win of the season, a final score of 3-1. Teammates for both the Saints and Trojans congratulating and thanking their goaltenders for their valiant efforts tonight. So Connor James with the empty net goal for the Saints. The first goal for the Saints came from Jack Piper. The second came from Duncan Mitchell-Tree. The third from Connor James. And the only goal coming from Parkland was from one Soy Marsteller. An impressive victory for the Saints being extremely shorthanded tonight. They only had 11 skaters tonight and a goaltender, but it was enough to get it done as they win this one 3-1. I'm Nicholas Garofalo. Thank you for joining us for another edition of Nick's Hockey Broadcast. Again, I'll be back Monday when Parkland takes on Southern Lehigh. Good night.